Hey family, it's Jed. Welcome to the Bitcoin update. I hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully everyone's having a great week so far. Bitcoin, let's get straight to it. Bitcoin, we are currently seeing a small retrace on the weekly time frame here. We can see that this is the local breakout. Let me just mark these levels out for you, these areas. So there's that local breakout. Same trend line that brings it up. Well, same trend line that brings it down is the same trend line that brings it up. And here you can see this is actually multiple tests. As you can see, it also tested that origin level back in July. However, it looks like it is rejecting it and it is respecting this weekly uptrend. And just keep in mind, guys, I did not mark it here. I marked it exactly at this swing low. So we can clearly see that this weekly uptrend is still respecting the fact that this origin level has tested numerous times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I think it would make sense for Bitcoin to break out here soon as long as it respects this weekly here. Because after this weekly resistance, the only thing that's really holding it back is this last weekly resistance here, and tends those all-time highs tend to break, especially you know this close, and the all-time high has been already tested numerous times as well. So psychologically, there could be resistance, but ultimately I think it would break out as long as it continues to break out to hold this uptrend. So here, if we go on the daily time frame, you can see all these levels you see a bunch of red lines. These are all daily levels. So here we have, starting from left to right, okay, some daily levels here. We have this daily uptrend. As you guys know, I'm not really a fan of a steep uptrend. So here in this case, you can see that Bitcoin not only tested the weekly region, but is also breaking out of this uptrend right here. So what happens when price breaks out of uptrends? Well, it leads to downfall, right? Down to the next support in the respective time frame, which you can see here. If you want to mark the bodies of the candle out, that was the first area of support here. You can even do the wick if you want, but that was the major support area here locally. However, that broke and went immediately straight down to this daily here. And as far as this weekly there, so if we go to the weekly, you can see that's the last red candle on the weekly time frame, and you can see that's where it also even tested. So the daily time frame, the smaller time frames, they just give us it's like we're using a magnifying glass to see what the smaller levels are, because the smaller levels is what makes up the bigger move. So what we're gonna do here is that we are gonna evolve it here. Oops. Wait 1 second. Yeah. Right there. Okay, we're gonna, most likely this is going to either enter an accumulation on this weekly support or either find another bounce. So we'll just mark a weekly, the resistance over there, and then this will be the daily region that we're playing with against the weekly support. So until Bitcoin can, if it finds accumulation here, etc., then we would eventually evolve it, to there, and then, etc., right? So we're going to keep that. We're going to keep the downtrend right there. And yeah, so the very local drop, again, makes sense. It hit a weekly. But again, also a good thing because now the weekly resistance is now weaker. Okay, so onto the Bitcoin dominance chart. Let's see what's going on here. Oh man, that is not okay for the altcoins. Not entirely so good. So as you can see on the monthly time frame here, if we go to the monthly, it's probably going to show us a big candle. Yep, there's still 8 days left until this monthly candle close. However, on the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that it's actually using the monthly as a support now for a weekly candle. There is still 4 days left, so a lot can happen here. But overall, it's a pretty strong uptrend so far. Okay, the next weekly uptrend resistance, isn't until this region here and here, and then the monthly all the way up here. So a lot of time, but overall, I think we should just focus on the first resistances first before even making conclusions that it's going to go up to there. So let's just stick with this region here. We have the weekly there. There's a possibility that Bitcoin could continue moving up in price and dominance, which would lead the altcoins, to stay stagnant, against their, or even actually move down against their Bitcoin pair, actually. So It doesn't look like alts is not alt season yet, so yeah, just have to keep that in mind. As long as it's inside this range, right? So next we'll go to the daily, the DXY guys. So you know, we can delete that weekly there. I like the bodies of the candles, and this is respecting perfectly on the weekly downtrend. So this is what I was exactly anticipating. So although DXY is actually moving up pretty hard, I would expect Bitcoin to retrace a bit down, just as hard, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's holding its ground pretty well. Um, on a weekly time frame, DXY is hitting a very major resistance area, so I could definitely see DXY start rejecting around this area on the daily time frame. So we'll see how that goes. Just keep in mind, guys. So if that were the case, if DXY were to drop, Bitcoin will move up even higher. And let's say if DXY did drop, right, you can do the same trend line, the same downtrend as it that brought it down. But you can pretty much see this is the space that DXY can fall towards at minimum, right? So if it does reject and it starts falling, then obviously it's definitely going in this region on the weekly time frame, okay? So a lot of space for DXY to fall if this does end up getting respected, which would in turn lead Bitcoin to probably all-time high or past that, right, guys? So yeah, and here you can see all coins are getting annihilated, as some of these coins actually, because as the dominance increases and then Bitcoin drops, right? That takes a toll on these altcoins. So yeah, pretty straightforward update today. Nothing too crazy. We had these levels marked out for again quite some time. A lot of these levels that you can see, I did not have to mark any new levels besides the more current ones. But yeah, as long as you have the same levels as I do, you can always add your tweaks. Whatever works for you, as long as it, I guess, applicable to the theory, and as long as you're not making stuff up, then yeah, be my guest. But overall, stick with the basics, and I think you guys will be just fine. So I will see you guys on the altcoin update. I'm gonna go over Zappo. I hope you guys didn't miss out on the Zappo move. I've been covering it since literally the bottom, the whole retrace. So it's good to see that it's up 1,000%. So we're gonna cover that and the altcoins in the next video. So take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.